Yeah, that's the thing. Um, Maybe you want to be the person that gets the 666 one. But this one is still doing pretty well. And I see this one definitely making it to the sale. Trip with Teacher is down to 192. Keep an eye on that one. It is actually a really good release. Uh, Good acting by the late. Um, I know Thames one of those days I'm going to forget the name. Come on, Zalman King, right? Yeah, Zalman King. It's a good. By the late Zalman King. Thank you, Amy. I'm about done with that. So I truly appreciate it, man. Trip with the Teacher always gets overlooked. It's by Earl Barton, and it was the only film that he ever directed. And it actually is a really cool, quality little title with some surprisingly good acting, especially by Zellman. That's a good one. Less Than the Dust is a great title. It's a fun one. It's done by Paul Bartel. A lot of people expect this to be like completely John Waters ish. It's not. Perdita Durango. I still don't have that one, man. I want to get it, but the thing is like nothing else right now until after the sale. Play Dead is down to 551. I think this is gonna make the sale. This one has been slow going, but it is a fun title. It's one to look at during the sale. So a lot of these lower ones, like in the 500s or lower than 500s, may sell out during the sale. The sale's a big time because the thing is like people come in, excuse me, during the sale period, and they look at what's they go in and they buy like the newer stuff. They grab that, and then they look at the VSAs. They look at the VSU, that the new VSU that came out. They looks all shiny and stuff, and they see the releases. They see the stuff that excites them, and it gets them like going in, looking into the limited editions, buying other stuff. Maybe the last sale was the first time buying like releases from Vinegar Syndrome, and all of a sudden they're trying to grab. They're going online and they're watching a video from me or Michael or one of the many other people that do these Vinegar Syndrome videos nowadays, and they get excited and they dive into limited editions and they start buying, and before you know it, they got a cart like 30 movies in there. Uh, that happens a lot now. Red Shoot Irish, he created that. He created a lot of those. He was like king of the soft erotica TV genre. But I thought Play Dead was fun. Won't work for everybody, but I think that was a decent one. Soundtracks, if you're in the soundtracks, this one here is 42 left. But like this is the niche market than like the films. People coming on here to get the films are coming on to get the films. Now the soundtrack I expect to sell out during the sale, but I don't expect it to sell out before the sale, unless like somebody goes on here, sees it, says, oh, there's only 42 of these left, and then you're going to get it happen. Then you're going to get the whole FOMO thing starting to happen, and people are going to be like, oh, I better grab that now. When in all honesty, a lot of times you don't really need to, because a lot of this stuff is going to make it to the sale. Now, if you see a film and you want to grab it because you don't want to take any chances, or you just it's just a movie that you really want, fair enough. Grab a movie, get it when you want it. Understand that some of these things are lower now. Like Flesh Eating Mothers is 31.26 Canadian. Now, this will be, since it's normally 43.75 Canadian, then it's going to be, my math's not very good for this. So 21, I bet $22. We'll go around there. So that's what did it. Like, actually, I saw it because Red Letter Media featured it on one of the best of worst episodes. See, that's what happens. That's real power, man. When you sound and stuff like that. Again, here's one people have passed up on. It's got 804 left, so this is definitely making it to the sale. Zombie Island Massacre. I definitely dig this one. A lot of fun with this one. Harry Manfredini doing the score. This is definitely not what you think. If you're going in expecting a Zombie Island massacre, you're not going to get it. If you're going in expecting a live action sort of Scooby-Doo type movie, you're definitely going to get it. Would you like to watch a live action Scooby-Doo type film with Harry Manfredini doing the score? Of course you would. And that, my friends, that is Zombie Island Massacre. We got Extra 3, which is down to 425, so keep an eye on that one. I don't foresee it going out. It's not the best title that they put out. That's an obvious. It's cheese. Broke down about the April package is I can't blame you, man. Dustin, April package is hella cool. You got the Homegrown Horrors one in the April package, which is utterly fantastic. I don't know if I'll be able to get that one until I'm hoping that it'll last for me to get it. We got Hollywood Horror House here, which is down to 544. You can see these things are coming down. They're chipping down. Like a lot of these are over 1,000. A lot of these were kind of in the 700, 800 range, and now they're going down. So we're starting to see the next group of Vinegar Syndrome titles get down to that spot, and get down to that place, to where you really want to keep an eye on them. Oh, that'll be fantastic. Now, I still think the best set for horror when it comes to the regional horror, definitely the Arrow video sets. But this is going to be a great companion to that, and in a different way. It's a very interesting 70s film, actually. Now, Dolly Dearest. This is one that really surprised me, because when they announced Dolly Dearest initially, and we all know this because we follow it. Dolly Dearest was one of the most excited people. Got super excited about Dolly Dearest. Desperately wanted to get the film, and when it got delayed a little bit, and he had to push it back. Was Matthew? So, what has to happen is they gotta speak, and I can actually. There we go. I apologize, guys. I didn't know. So all three guys that were taken out are unhidden right now. Oh no, it was just that when I thought it was my better half coming in, because I thought you would have seen, then I thought that I accidentally gave the wrench to the wrong person. But yeah, Dolly Dearest, you are on game. I appreciate it, man. Dolly Dearest is one where I expected this one to sell out. It's interesting. I mean, it's got Denise Crosby from Star Trek: The Next Generation, and actually an episode of Red Shoe Diaries if you want to check that out. And it is basically, it's about this guy that no, it wasn't anybody. It was like Logan, the troll kind of blocked you. But we're not making political posts, so there it is. No, it was the troll. You can actually tell. Uh, but we got to get back on track, Logan. So basically, this guy buys this toy factory, this doll factory. He gets down to where it's at and realizes that he bought this like beaten up old crappy type of place. And little does he know, there's cursed dolls, and then fun happens. It's actually a pretty fun film. What's really neat about it is it actually has some of the better special effects, as opposed to the to some of the other like killer doll movies you see out there. Like if you watch Pinocchio's Revenge, for instance, and Dolly Dearest, much better special effects. But I'm surprised. I'm hoping this one sells a lot during the sale, because this one should have sold out before. It's got a gorgeous slip too. Next time I'm doing a video, by the way, guys, I'll bring up my slips, the ones with the slips, so you guys can see. I don't own Severed Arm, man. Actually, that is probably... We'll get to the film, don't worry. Is it like Chucky? Not really. I mean, in the fact that it's a doll, and that's probably it. It was right. It was hidden, but I second recommendation on Hollywood Horror House. I don't own that one yet, but I did see it years ago, Joel, and I actually liked that film. So this is one, and I'll be honest with you, Joe Stradamus, I hate the cover to this film. The only reason, like I loved like the plot synopsis of this movie. I haven't seen The Severed Arm, by the way. The absolutely only reason I do not own this movie yet is I hate this cover. Because they're saying, yeah, that's what I've heard, Logan. I've heard this is a great film. But this cover art, and maybe somebody's got it and like said, oh, well, this looks good in person. But I will be honest, this is lazy. This to me, for such a cool title, this is a lazy slip. See, I don't like the cover at all, man. Agree, disagree. That's all right. It's still over 1,000, and I think like that's the reason. I think Severed Arm is one of those that will be way under 1,000 if it wasn't for like aesthetically. If it did not look like this, like if you see the inside artwork on Severed Arm, it's gorgeous. Like the reversible art on Severed Arm. I've seen, like, I saw an unboxing of it, and it's really cool. So it's one that I definitely look at picking up, but the cover has been a hindrance to not just to me. Candy Snatchers, Joel, is one of their best titles. I just love Candy Snatchers. It would have to look better in person, man. I can't look any worse. Okay, now this is where you want to look. This is where it gets interesting. So we're at our first VSA. So Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. And I know some of you guys feel pretty strongly about how bad this movie is. I'm not going to try to tell you that Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death is a good movie. It's not, but it's not their worst movie either. No, I 100% like Severed Arm is one that I truly want. That may actually be one of the ones where I go, I'll go with that slip. I'll buy it sand slip, or I'll buy it with the slip and I'll sell the slip online or something like that. But down the road, I never do that, but it would be one of the ones where I might do it. But it's not. But Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death, this is cheese. This is utter cheese. Me and my better half watched this for my Patreon. We reviewed this film, by the way. So if you're on my Patreon, you have not seen my review of Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death, why haven't you seen my review? of Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. The one thing that I did say in this one is that there on the cover there is like drawn nudity, like it's very light nudity, but drawn nudity. But you know what's not in the film? Any form of nudity at all. Not really, I don't think. I don't think so. Not if there is, I don't even remember it. And Ragman is 100% right. You see 301 right there right now. If that's what it's at, if it's at anything or even around there, even if no other title, no other copy of this sells until May the 28th, this is a VSA. These things don't come back. They're not reprinted. And I can tell you one thing. Whereas you'll see stuff like Action USA and Rad be reprinted, I can't think of a company that's going to redo Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. This is it. This ain't coming back. So, once this goes, my friends, this goes. And it actually has a really cool cover on it. Fromage, cheese, I love it. So we get to AGFA's very first scare film, Archives Volume 1. Exactly, it won't be reprinted. And whereas some people say, well, some things get reprinted by Mill Creek or something get reprinted by MVD Rewind. This is not the type of title that fits along Mill Creek. Hey there, Dennis, or MVD Rewind, or any of the other ones to be, for that matter. The only other company that might have like redone Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death would have been something weird back in the day, and well, they're not around anymore. They're just helping out with AGFA. So AGFA Scare Films Archives, I actually really like this one. So basically this is kind of like drug scare stories. They're like, it's short films, really cool, kind of fun stuff. And that's the thing, yeah, Jason. These VSAs go for crazy money once they sell out. Once they sell out, that's it. Like they go for insane amounts of money, and that is a shame. Well, not a shame actually, I guess, but it's so grab it when you can. I don't know how many people have looked at me and just said after, oh man, I really wish I would have grabbed Evil Town. I wish I would have grabbed like Vice Academy 1 to 3. Device Asylum. Actually, I do. I've got a few Asylum films. Some of their stuff's actually really cheesy fun. Usually find them in like the $5 bin or at your local Dollarama. Well, here in Canada, at your local Dollarama. I definitely recommend Drug Stories. This is a great release. This was given to me last year. This was gifted to me, and I was so excited. Me and my cousin sat down and watched it. House of Usher is one that I really want to grab. Like I told my better half, if I can do it, if I can afford it, they're on Andy Milligan films. Fleshpot on 42nd Street, highly recommend it, Mike. And I have, I think, a DVD copy from Something Weird, of maybe of Seeds downstairs. Seeds and Seeds of Sin, I think it's a double feature. But I didn't get the set. Like I know a lot of people might get the set. But you get films like The Rats Are Coming, The Werewolves Are Here, and you're like, oh, that's painful. Because that's an out in a, like, there are films on the Andy Milligan stuff where you can tell. Master Cass did write for Asylum. He actually wrote one of the Shark movies, I know that much for sure. I don't keep up enough with some companies enough to see. The box set looks amazing, but I couldn't do it. There are certain things that I liked and I wanted, but for me, the Milligan set, it would have to be half off. And I know it's sacrilege because I know so many people love it, but I gotta be honest. It's a set that I would want for study's sake a bit, but that being said, there's not a lot of features in the Andy Milligan set as compared to like the Al Absent set was money baby, as Vince Vaughn would say. And I just watched Freaky yesterday, by the way, which I really love that film. but because there's features, there's a whole like long documentary on Al Adamson in the set. Thank you, Joel. I mean, have a great evening, man, and thank you for coming in and staying, even when things got kind of weird. I do apologize that you got muted there. It won't happen again. Hey, man, you can take care of it. Yeah, Freaky was a ton of fun. Next up is Old Dracula, otherwise known, I think, in the UK as Vampira. Pretty sure. Yeah, there you go. First release as Vampira, starring thespian David Niven. There's like an interview with cinematographer. Promising Young Women. I still haven't seen that, but I do want to see it actually. I've heard great things. There's a few decent Milligan films, Will. Not enough for me to grab a set at full price, though. Now, if they'd put in like a big Milligan documentary, I would have been suckered in because I'm a sucker for documentaries. This is definitely a different type of film. It's cheesy fun. Well, come on, Milligan. Thanks for finding. I'm sorry, Alan. I know you're probably a Milligan fan. Um, and I did say that I like some of his writing. Oh yeah, Old Dracula. Yeah, we grabbed that one because that's one that me and her watched together. So 768 for best friends. They were best friends until they crossed the wrong border. It depends. I mean, like Six String. Did you pick up? Here's the thing, Joe. Did you pick up Beastmaster? If you're a completionist and you like those style of films, then yeah, it's probably going to be around. It'll be around the right, It'll be the right. It'll be around the right price because you have to remember that it's definitely boxed well. It's going to have like 4K. It's going to have a Blu-ray. And you're going to get a big booklet. It's going to have some gorgeous artwork, and we've seen the art, so we know that's good. That's pretty gorgeous. The VSU line is something I'm collecting, so that's something that I did grab. And thanks to Mr. Wise here, I was actually able to go and like pre-order the Everything bundle, and I truly appreciate that, man. Best Friends is one that I'm interested in. I got to meet Richard Hatch, the late Richard Hatch, and he was a very nice guy. He was very nice to my kids. Fleshpot, hands down, in my opinion, his best film. His best writing, definitely. Feel guilty spending $50 on? Well, you got to think, like, is it, if it's not something that you really look at the movie, like look at a trailer or whatever, Joe. Honestly, if it's not something that you really want, then spend the $50 somewhere else. Because the truth of the matter is it shouldn't be like whether I liked it or whether I find it intriguing. It should be whether you find it intriguing, whether it's something that you think is worth your money, because this is your hard-earned money, Joe, that you're spending, and you want to make sure that you're getting the most bang for your buck, and that's something you're going to want to watch, and you watch over again. Best Friends, one of the best movies that Vinegar Syndrome released last year. Nice. I got to get that one, Shadow, actually. Perfect Strangers, which is, I think, Larry Cohen, if I remember correctly. And this one here looks like an adult film. It's not. As you guys can tell, I'm passing over the adult films right now. That's on purpose. Those I don't look at over here. It depends. If you're getting the Anaconda set from the UK, Logan, then you want to make sure you got a region-free player. And for that, I recommend checking 220 Electronics. they tend to have like really good reach and free players. Yeah, Six String Samurai. Unlike a lot of films, Six String Samurai was legitimately on YouTube by the people that actually made the film. So if it's a film you like, man, then that's the thing. You're not blocked. Why do you think you're blocked? Did I miss your message up there, dude? I'm actually going through Sitcom right now. I got sent some review copies from Mill Creek, and one of them is a series called Till Death, which is pretty much more of a modern day Married with Children is what it is, and it's bloody good actually. Oh, I knew who it was. But yeah. I just didn't want to say the name, but yeah, I knew it was. Gosh, yeah, I gotta be careful with the adult stuff. Those are Patreon exclusive stuff. I can't help myself around that. This thing's gonna be demonetized like hell, by the way, because I swore on here, and I don't mind that. Because yesterday I got demonetized too, and I'm because I got the limb demonetization, which is okay. It happens every once in a while. The 11th Commandment, guys. I don't know this one, so I don't think I've seen this movie. Guy looks a lot like Fisher Stevens. It's not, but it looks a lot like Fisher Stevens. The seedy, perverse slasher soap opera, as only exploitation auteur Paul Leader from I Dismember Mama and co-writer William Norton Sr., not the juggler, oh wow, could achieve. So I have not. Dick Sargent's in this? Cool. Not great. Don't remember it. I don't think I've seen it actually. All right, here we come to it. It's the infamous one, guys. It's Limbo, starring Tina Krause, who is not Misty Monday, which we've established on a previous video. It's an ag for release. It's down to $9.29. And Bewitched Dick Sargent. That's right. Why did that get held up? Yeah, me runs wild. When I was such a huge Hulk Hogan fan when I was a kid. I grew up in that time period. Hulk Hogan and like Wayne Gretzky. So I'm so Canadian, right? And of course, Bret Hart. But I don't know a lot about Limbo. I've seen a lot of Tina Krause films, but apparently not enough to get her name right. But I want to say the lesser Darren. They're both good Darrens. They both do their own thing. But yeah, I haven't seen Limbo, so that one I can't tell you guys a lot about. But Pandemonium I do have. I actually got to watch this one. Oh wow, this is low. This may not make it to the sale. So keep it up if you want Pandemonium with the slip cover. And I will tell you, Pandemonium does have a, not the greatest film, but the Aaron Brown, exactly Warlock. And how wrong did I get that? I'm okay. Because Warlock, at the end of the day, nobody can make fun of me more than I can. So there we go. But Pandemonium has a gorgeous slipcover. It's down to $220. I did not realize it was this low. If you liked Wacko, you're probably gonna like Pandemonium because it's kind of in that same vein. Again, with like definitely some solid actors in the film, like. Because look at the cast when it comes to this. You got Carol Kane, the late Phil Hartman, Judge Reinhold, Tom Smothers from the Smothers Brothers. You got Paul Rubens, of course, Pee Wee himself, Tab Hunter, a ton of people in this film. Just such cool stuff. It's a Vinegar Syndrome halfway buy through, going to be a Patreon exclusive. It's the way it's going to be done is I'll be talking about before the sale starts, but about an hour before the sale starts, I'll be going live on my Patreon like I did on the last one, and we'll be because what I wanted to do for my patrons, I want you guys to be able to shop with me. So we are going to shop together. I've never done that before, and it's just something that I want to be able to try and see how it works. Hopefully, give something special out there. I will be doing a pre-show for the sale, pre-sale on my regular channel, and then I'm going to be doing like the big one during the sale on there as well. So just keep an eye out for that. Either way, you'll be covered. But if you want to actually be on here shopping with me, looking at movies together right during when the sale starts, that will be on the Patreon. Do I know if Severin are putting out any more Jess Franco films? It's rumored, Mike, earlier on in this year, that's what they were doing. But we just haven't seen anything come out yet. I'm not sure if there's been any changes recently. Oh, When a Stranger Calls. And When a Stranger Calls back too, actually. Which is underrated sequel, by the way. Really underrated sequel. So yes, you will be shopping with me, Matthew, because you are in the Crimson Cult, so you definitely will be. Severin sale, as far as we know, it probably will be going on concurrently. If that's the case, we will be switching back and forth. So you'll get the full. We'll look at both of them. So I'm kind of hoping that they do go on at the same time, so that I can do that. If they don't, and it goes on like a few days later, like they did back about a year ago, then what we'll do then is I'll do a live video for the Severin on the Patreon. I'll do a live video for the Vinegar Syndrome one. Basically a shop with Aaron video. I would like to see some missing midnight titles, like some of our better ones get some better love. So this one here should not be over 1,000. I do recommend. I know it's up there, and there's probably other stuff that you're looking at about the color, and I recommended this to people before. They picked it up, they loved it. It's such a good film. It is such a good film. Now, last time they went on at the same time, like their Black Friday sales usually go on at the same time. Now, last year, this time, Griff, when they did the halfway to Black Friday sale, they did it like around 3 days later. So it was about to avoid competition. Have a great day there, Logan, man. It's service, yeah. Oh, the Lindsay. That's you mentioned the Lindsay Baker set. I was actually going to mention that. That set is definitely worth it, Matthew. That is 100%. The Lindsay Baker set is one of the best sets that I got last year. Hey there, Sculder. That's the thing. If they're smart, they'll run the sale concurrently. Knee deep in Giallo. That's actually a good thing. Because as I mentioned here before, the Patreon channel is going to start having a Giallo club. So basically what I'm going to do is we're going to be looking at certain Giallos and directors and films. Did I ever order from Full? Actually, I never have, Dennis, to be honest with you. There's a few times I've been kind of curious about ordering from Full Moon, but most of the time the shipping's pretty expensive, or there's not enough titles that I want to grab. Would love to have gotten their, remember the Full Moon mystery box? Loved the mystery box they had, but it was real expensive. So many movies, not enough money. No. Surf 2 will come up. See, everything but the VSU, like for the weekend, they did like the flash sale, Joe. So basically, you could pre-order during the flash sale, but none of them are going to be available again until May 28th when it comes up. So Surf 2 will be there, and it will be, you'll definitely be able to get a copy. See, I don't think they will go late this year. I think Severn's going to go early. It'll be interesting to see. But I think that, I don't know if it did them well last year. Now here we go. Spellcaster. Speaking of full moon. Talk to you later, Logan. Have a good evening, man. Yep, actually, that is true. If you go to their to the full moon and you get their streaming service, it's you're at $59.99 and you get to pick 10 titles. So not quite sure how if you're gonna. I guess you got to buy the full year. I actually that tempted me a while back too. Oh well, see. I knew I was going to do the Giallo group when we started designing the Giallo shirts for the merch store, and I just love Giallo and I love talking about it. So that was a must. Spellcaster. Speaking of full moon, or Empire Pictures, right here, I guess. Spellcaster is a really fun title, and it has kind of a cool feel of the early full moon, of the good full moon, of the Empire Pictures full moon, basically kind of going on that line. It has, of course, the girl from the Take On Me video, and it has Adamant. But if you're watching this movie just to see Adamant, then I am going to say you're going to have a fun with this movie. This is not an Adamant film, though his role is important, but it's not very big in the film. But when he's in it, he's a guy that he can steal the screen. And Red, you have a fantastic time, man. Sorry we took so much long getting into it tonight, but I do apologize. Next time we'll keep the pathetic ones out. Spellcaster is a lot of fun. I would say it definitely matches with Necromancer. They're both kind of fun films, and they're kind of lighter than you'd expect, and but in the most positive way that I can possibly say. I don't know, actually. We haven't spoken about it. I think he liked it. I think he liked Hand That Feeds the Dead. Killing Birds. This one is still over 1,000. Zombie 5 is one of those that I eventually want to get, but like a lot of people, I've seen Zombie 5. And, back in the day, remember Media Blasters put this one out? So not my favorite title. Now, again, I forgot to say it, but Spellcaster is a VSA, so you do want to keep an eye on the VSA numbers because you want to make sure that you're able to get those. Great cover art on Killing Birds. Same with Memorial Valley Massacres, over 1,000 there. Honestly, Shadow, would you really be surprised if they didn't if they didn't announce it until maybe a week or so? Because love their stuff, great guys, but I would not be surprised if they waited to announce till maybe 2 weeks before. Yeah, we had another zombie set. I used to have that zombie set, actually. Necromancer. Now, here it is. 939. This is Elizabeth Caton film. Definitely one that you're going to want to check out. Eliminators Mandroid. I do remember Mandroid. Mandroid. More of a, it's fun. I mean, it's a slasher film of sorts. It's a fairly low budget, Joe. It's what's the way to put this? I don't want to give away the twist. I wouldn't say it's supernatural, but there's a twist at the end of it. I think the twist kind of is neat in the way that they did it. It's fairly obvious, I think, if if you're watching the film. But I enjoyed more Valley Massacre. I've seen this on like such crappy quality. Like I've never ever seen the good version of this one. So it's one that's on my list once again, actually. Oh, definitely. Like set some funds aside for the individual releases. Uh, Necromancer especially. This is another cool one. Yeah, it's a VSA. VSAs, guys, for those who don't have them, they're hard boxes. They come with huge posters. Oh, if you're worried about like the like it being a really hard kind of rape revenge type tale, um, if I remember correctly, now anybody can like can. I don't think this is not like Last House on the Left style. So it's not gonna be that type of it's not gonna have that type of brutality or anything to it. Um, there is one scene, but it's not like a it's not a scene as in like the way that you'd see some. It's not as intense as you'd see in some films. It's more of what I would call the rape revenge type of like nail gun massacre, as opposed to Last House on the Left. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. You got better faith than me, Shadow. Jose Larraz, but you're probably right, to be honest with you, man. Um, rest in pieces. I thought this was fun. I got this during the last sale. Love the slipcover for this one. Hey there, Dungeon. Welcome. I'm not feeling better, but I'm actually a very good actor. Thank you, though. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, actually, you can. You can do it right now, actually, Matthew. Basically to figure out what's not going to be in the Vinegar Syndrome sale. Go back 3 months from before the sale. So basically, you got May, right? So anything February, and it should be anything February and and after. So March and April probably won't be in the sale for 50% off, but everything else will be. So if Volume 3 of like Forgotten Gialli, for instance, came out in February, I think. So if that came out in February, good chance that's going to be on the half price sale. After January, it won't be in the sale. Okay, I thought it was February. But if that's the case, then the Forgotten Gialli box of Volume 3 won't be. But it goes back 3 months. But as you guys know, I'm not great with the math thing, so there we go. Thank you. Years of study, Dungeon. Years of study. I'm actually surprised this is still available. Dog Code Santa Claus with the limited edition slipcover. It's the 4K release. This is a great title. 6 months for Severin. Griff. 6 months for Severin and 3 months for Vinegar Syndrome. I'll go with Warlocks. I think it's February. I thought it was, but my math's not the greatest. So if Warlocks is January, he could be right. But either way, you're safe to getting the February titles then anyway. Hopefully they should have some like percentage off, because normally they do. This is a really cool film. I'm actually surprised more people don't have this one. But I'm not sure how many copies of this. How many copies of this were made actually? So 5,000 silver. That's not too bad. Really good title. Really recommend this one. Great, hauntingly creepy like song from Bonnie Tyler. Just a creepy Christmas song, and the video's there too. Yeah, I love when they pop that FAQ, man. Who Done It? Again, another one that I like. I enjoy. This is a low budget one, but the copy of this one that I initially saw before this version was so bad and so dark and so murky and muddy that you couldn't tell day from night shots. Like if anybody's ever seen this on VHS, they know exactly what I'm talking about. But I think it's a cool little film. I enjoy the kind of the almost like punk-esque slasherness of it. And it's if you're a slasher fan, and you know you don't mind some like music that can be grating a little bit. I don't actually. I kind of like this one. Oh, Deadly Games is a great title, man. Scary Tales by Agfa. I don't know this one, guys, so I'd have to go on your guys' recommendations on this one if you think this is a good one. This looks like the worst prom picture ever. So, like, I'm just saying, this is like a Sears portrait studio type of picture. But there's just certain parts of it that intrigue me. Code. Well, does Code Red? Though, Mike, does it really go to print like quick with Code Red, or or does he not, or does he decide not to print enough, or does he stop saying, okay, I'm done enough, I'm not printing anymore? I've been on Vinegar. You know what? For a guy that like promotes Vinegar Syndrome more, like, I put myself on Vinegar Syndrome's mailing list so many times under different emails too. You know how many emails I got from Vinegar Syndrome? Like so far, none. Like people send me. You gotta. What is more money for FOMO? More money for fear of missing out. I thought it was fairly clever, Dungeon, actually. Uh, yeah, there's a weirdness to Scary Tales that I like. I Start Counting's at 460 left. If you don't have I Start Counting, make sure this is on your list of ones to grab. This is a really good title. It is Jenny Agutter, a young Jenny Agutter actually. It has a great cast. And I truly, definitely recommend this one. And again, great features. You got an interview with Jen Agutter on here. You get a video essay by Chris O'Neill, which is really good. Video introduction by Agutter herself. And of course, a fantastic commentary by Sam Deegan. And I Start Directing David Green's Complicated Family Stories by Amanda Reyes. And Amanda Reyes is incredible. Oh yeah, fun. That's the thing. Fun City editions. They're just starting out. They're at. I think they've had like 3 or 4 titles come out at this point, and so you start collecting early enough, then you're not worried about like the FOMO thing or oh my god, this title's going into print. I'm going to get this through eBay. When you go in early, like the VSUs or like I did with the VSAs, for instance, then you don't feel so much like pressure. You don't feel so much like kind of blowback where you're kind of like, man, this is getting close to going out. And I don't have this title, I don't have this one, and I'm like 5 or 6 behind. And it gets a little bit overwhelming. Shima by the Girl from Pussycat. We'll pass that one over by. And some of that's gone anyway, so. Malibu High, 715. Actually, this is a pretty cool little cover. I do like the cover for Malibu High, even though it doesn't have like it doesn't have anything to do with Malibu High. But I do think this is a really good film. So I would recommend the film itself. Now the neat thing about this is you already have some of these titles. You can buy the slipcovers only during the sale on their own. Remember that. So you can buy slipcovers on their own, but you can only buy them on their own during the sale. After that, if you want to buy the slipcover, you got to buy the movie with it, even if you already got the film. So if you're going to be grabbing slipcovers for stuff that you've already got, then you want to get them during the halfway to Black Friday or Black Friday sales. Any other time you'd have to buy the film, have a second film with it. As far as I know, I don't think there's any smelt with that smelt left, actually. I'll check in a second there, but I'm trying to keep away from them because, Smile's coming out later this year. I'm not sure. Is that coming out like during the sale? I hope not. I look at the cover for Nightmare Sisters. But no, Smut with it, Smut is sort out their Warlock. I'm going to sell that one myself, actually. It'll be interesting to find out what titles will get slips. We'll actually do a video on that, actually, during May. We'll do where we'll try to guess what slips they're going to have for this time around. Because there's always 4 slips. There's 4 slips for legacy titles. Oh, I love Nightmare Sisters. Don't panic. Many people bought the pajamas, and hopefully they had the film as well. 363 left for Don't Panic. It's one of the Ruben Galando Jr. ones. My favorite Ruben Galando Jr. one is still Grave Robbers, but this is a fun title too. And it's a cool one. It's not my favorite of the slipcovers but it's definitely one to have. It is fun, Griff. It's a fun film. And with 363 left, you can be pretty sure Don't Panic will sell out during the sale. Yeah, like Dave, once the sale goes live, when you'll see a limited edition like with slipcover, standard edition, and you say slip only, it'll be listed here with edition types. So just make sure that you don't put down limited edition slipcover, because it's going to be the film itself, and look for slip only. Next up is the 3D classic Silent Madness. I really enjoyed this. This was a ton of fun. It's exactly what it's a slasher film. It's a 3D slasher film. Done, shot by the same guy that shot Friday the 13th 3D. So there's that as well. I love the fact that they did this one with both 3D and real 3D. Oh yeah, Don't Panic will sell it for sure. Now, the thing to know when you're watching the films on Shudder too, don't go by the quality of the Shudder print of the film, because in a lot of cases, say for instance, if you looked at you watched the Fade to Black film on Shudder, the quality on Shudder was not the same quality of Fade to Black when you bought the Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. It was much better quality than the print they had on Fade to Black. On Shudder. Much in the same way that sometimes you'll see a movie on Amazon, for instance, and you're never quite sure where the quality where the print came from. Putney Swoop, I think that initially came with a slip. So unless they find some dentists, sometimes they'll find, they'll have for a few that they'll find. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll come there. I doubt it, but fingers crossed for you, man. Forgotten Gialli Volume 2. This would definitely be on the sale. I expect this to sell out, even though there are 764 left. I expect this to sell out during the sale. Hey there, River. Welcome. Yeah, the only way is if, for instance, they find some, every once in a while, and it's rare, that they'll find copies that they'll with a slip on them, and they'll put them on there, and they tend to go really fast if they do. I mean, within seconds. But it originally did have a slip cover on it. But if you want the film, get the film anyway. Honestly, because there won't be any difference between that. Forgotten Gialli Volume 2 is it's a fun one. I mean, Girl in Room 2A is cool. We got The Girl in Room 2A, which is just a different one. It's actually directed by, I think this one's directed by somebody from North American. Then there's the French Sex Murders, which again is a cool one. We got Dick Randall actually producing that one. And My Dear Killer, which is my favorite of the three on this one here. I love the insanity, though, of The Girl in Room 2A. I really enjoyed the cast in the French Sex Numbers is just incredible. Even though it's like easy as heck to figure out who the killer is. And My Dear Killer, I just really like that one. Oh, we have Volume 3 is already not sold out, but Volume 3 is out. We're not up to that yet because we're time traveling. Fade to Black, of course, over 1,000 left on this one. This originally had 2 slipcovers. Hey, kitty. Beastmaster is actually doing $8.25. So if Beastmaster doesn't sell it during the sale, it could actually sell it during. I don't think it sold before the sale. But you see people coming in for the first time. People picking up Six String Samurai. They're going to pick up Beastmaster as well, if they haven't already got it. You guys know I'm a huge Coscarelli fan, so this is one I got to grab right away. Yeah, Volume 3 was a February release. Fat House, this is an adult one, isn't it? Yes, it is. Hey. Now we're getting some stuff that I don't have. So I've heard good stuff at the AGFA horror trailer show. I don't have this. I got a question. Because some of you guys here, the Bogart lookalike, yeah, that's what he's famous for. If any guys here got the halfway package, here's a question. If I get the halfway package, we'll get the Volume 3, don't worry, Mike. It's the best volume of the three of them, to be honest with you. In my opinion, anyway, I think the Volume 3 is definitely the best volume. But you should have them all. But if I get the halfway package, if I order that, because I know that if you have the halfway subscription, you have the subscription, then you can use the 50% off, like coupon, and you can't use that until you're actually a subscriber. Can I use the coupon once I buy the subscription, or do I have to wait till it kicks in June? I often wondered about that. Like, is there like a grace period? Like, okay, you've subscribed, you've already paid for it. Hello. It's okay. Because if there's going to be like some titles during the sale, let's get the coupon for like $45 if you pre-order anything. Will I really? Because I'm not a subscriber yet. That's the thing, right? I did pre-order the everything bundle. That was released during my. That makes sense. Iceman, I can't complain about it. I just kind of wondered about it. But yeah, if there's a $45 coupon, that could definitely make a difference. Only during your sub. Damn. So I'm gonna have to wait till get the VSAs after then, unless they're like selling out ones. All right, The House of Usher. Get the coupon if you got a bundle. So, and I got the everything bundle. So I should get a coupon for that. So then if I save up, do a donation drive during the month of May, maybe I can do it. Yeah, kick in June makes sense. I can't complain about that. Like, makes perfect sense. I got to keep an eye on that. My better half usually gets them because I usually go through her email because my email is usually I got a couple emails, but one of them is basically from my work email, and that's like whether speaking to like some of you guys here or like speaking to some companies that I'm trying to work with, which is not easy, guys. Is the start of the titles not included in the sale? Well, I'm not quite sure what you mean, Griff. It's been ages since I've seen House of Usher. If I remember correctly, it's a bit insane. It's a bit nuts, but it's right up my alley. Don't mess with the drill hand. Hey there, Richard. Welcome, man. Trotsky 7, No Man Land, Sentimental. Which would you watch? Honestly, with the stuff I'm watching now, Matthew, Mank. I'd probably watch Mank. No. I don't mean that. I mean, because, the bundle, the cheapest time, I always recommend, if you're not a subscriber and you can do it, when that flash sale weekend hits and you're looking at, okay, you're going to want these films anyway, go for the bundle. Like, get the flash sale bundle if you can do it. Because that'll save you a ton of stress once the sale comes on. Because you don't want to be worrying about the titles that you already kind of know. In my opinion. I didn't want to worry, man, do I want to get Six String Samurai during the sale? Do I want to get all the titles? Do I want to get the bundle? Because then you're looking at like taking some money that you had put away for the bundle, and you put away for the sale, and you're automatically cutting into what you got like from the bundle. So I think that's one of the reasons that you get that you'll see it do them like a couple months ahead of time, because you can then you can buy that everything bundle, and then you start saving from there. So definitely go with the Flash. Matthew is wise when he says that. But again, the House of Usher, just so you know, guys, this is a VSA, so once this is gone as well. The offer coupon, also offer coupon when your subscription ends. How big of a coupon, Jason, to resubscribe? Because if this is good stuff, for instance. Now here's one a lot of people rag on, but I know I'm going to love it. And that is, Corman did rise and fall, House of Usher, with Vincent Price. This is not that. I'm a huge Jenny Agutter fan. So I'm going to like this film no matter what. And it's done by Freddie Francis. We got Michael Moriarty in this one. Why do people not like this film? Carol Lindley, Theodore Bickle. Great cast. So if they offer a $45 coupon with that, then will they offer maybe like a $100 coupon for the year-long one? That'd be kind of cool. That I'd think about. 80, that's good. $80 off. Hey, welcome back, Joel. And you're right. Jenny Agutter does rock. Cthulhu Mansion's another one that I'm intrigued by. We got Frank Finlay on this one. I'm a big fan of Frank Finlay, but the biggest reason that I want Cthulhu Mansion is this reason right here. The Simon's Jigsaw, A Trip to the Universe of Juan Picar Simon. It's a feature-length documentary on Juan Picar Simon, who's made some incredibly insane films that a lot of you guys, I'm sure, love. Films like Pieces, films like Slugs, just loving, fantastically weird, crazy films that are extremely interesting. Next up is Satan's Blood. And this is Another Carlos Puerto film. We'll go there. Again, I hear great things about this one. So I'm again, and Jeremy, which is coming out from Fun State Edition. Hey there, Richard. Well, Jenny, I gotta, like, anybody ever watch Couplings, the TV series Couplings, the British show? Because I'm kind of curious. Because if you have watched Couplings, the British series Couplings, you get extra cool points. It's one by Stephen Moffat. It ran for 4 series. And there's an episode called Patrick's Closet. Patrick's Closet Love, something like that. Anyway. And they talk about, like, films with nudity. And how no matter what was going on in the movie, no matter what the movie was, parents would always come in just when the nudity would come on the screen. And then they started talking about, like, actresses that were guaranteed nudity if you put them in a film. Jenny Agutter was one of the ones they said. Jenny Agutter was guaranteed nudity in the film. I love Couplings. It's one of my. If you have not seen it, check it out. I think it's on Amazon Prime now. And if you've never, it's hilarious. You cannot go wrong with Couplings. Dungeon Man, check it out. It's by the guy. It's by Stephen Moffat. You went on to do Doctor Who, but this is it's a comedic series and it's basically it's like a British version of Friends, but better, like much better. And there's a character by the name of Jeff that you'll love. He's a weird character, but he's just so good. And trust me, you know the actors because they've all gone on to do, like, be famous in other shows. Got Minor Premise here by Utopia. I don't have any Utopia releases. Speaking of Doctor Who and stuff like that, I know it's not, but this, I got to do this. So this is Sacha Dhawan. Right here. I Start Counting. I definitely recommend that one, Matthew. This is Sacha Dhawan. Where the heck have... This is the cover to Minor Premises. So look at the cover to Minor Premises. Look at Sacha Dhawan. Come on. Tell me it does not look like Sacha Dhawan. Thank you for coming in, Mike. Have a great evening, man. We're almost finished and cluing up here anyway. That always... Here's one thing that's getting ragged on unfairly. This is The Fear. And I really like this film. I was unsure, actually, because I'd seen it before and I was kind of iffy on it when I initially saw it. I saw The Fear and I saw the sequel to The Fear, which had Jason's mom in it. But I really did like this one. And it stood the test of time for me. It's got a great, like, making of documentary on it too as well. Like, it runs around like 55 minutes long. Sacha and House of Wax, yeah. But I really enjoyed The Fear. It's fun. I mean, like, there was two of them made. They were, kind of, if I'm correct, I thought they were straight to video, but I can't remember what they said in the documentary now. But basically, it's this guy. He is a psychology student, and him and his friends go up to a cabin where he used to live when he was a kid, and he has like it's like some trauma. And there's actually a very, very clever thing in the fear about his trauma. I actually am surprised it wasn't VSA. The only thing that makes me maybe it got a limited theatrical release, Iceman. If that's the case, maybe that's the reason. Oh yeah, the original cover to Fear is like once you see it, it's like you know the film. There's a cover here. There's Wes Craven who's in, of course. See, I love the Fear, man. I do. I really love this one. This is one where we'll have to agree to disagree, because it is such a cool title, and not only that, but great job on the makeup. There's the original cover for Fear. Look, great job on like the way that that Morty looks. And it actually does a setup for a sequel, and they do deliver on the setup. There's a sequel made, and I would like to see the Fear 2 eventually come out. A lot of people actually like the Fear 2 better than the Fear. Next up is Hitcher in the Dark, which has a bunch of nudity on the cover, so I can't bring that one up, but I actually really did like that one. It's the Umberto Lenzi one. And here's the one you guys asked me about. Forgotten Gialli Volume 3. No two ways about it. This is a gorgeous box set with 3 excellent films. I'm hoping that Vestron's not gone, but they're very infrequent at best, Warlock. And I was surprised. I thought they were gone about a year or so ago when they came out with the 2 titles. When they came with Shivers and and Little Monsters. So there's always a possibility, but I don't think that obviously they're not taking it seriously. If they were, we would have seen more releases by now. So 3 titles on here. We get Autopsy, which is probably the most well-known title, with Mimsy Farmer, Barry Primus, the great Ray Lovelock. Such a good film. Really enjoy this. And this one here, by the way, this out of all of the sets, Volume 3 has the most features on it. The only thing that's missing on Volume 3 is that they don't have enough when it comes to the commentaries. We'd love to have more commentaries, but and then we get the Murder Mansion. Now this is a hidden gem, right here. No, actually no, not at all. I mean, Nightmare Beach and Hitcher in the Dark are very different films. They're really nothing alike. Like, they got the same director, but that's about it. Nightmare Beach is kind of a slasher film. But Hitcher in the Dark isn't. It's like it's a suspense film. It's like people expect it to be like super sleazy. It's not actually sleazy as you think it's going to be. But it's definitely a really good film. I did like they tell you what the ending was supposed to be, and I'm glad they changed the ending actually. Murder Mansion is so good. Like, I was surprised how great Murder Mansion was, actually. Crazy Desires of a Murder. I actually really like this one as well. This is a lot of fun. And I'll be honest with you, this is one where I wasn't quite sure all the time who the killer was with Crazy Desires of a Murder. I know, crazy, but I wasn't quite sure who the killer was. I ended up being right near the end, but I think it was more guesswork than anything else. Because they do a good job of, like, not just introducing characters and making them characters that are throwaway characters that get killed. No, these characters have their own like backstories, and a lot of the backstories have nothing to do with the main story line, but they're interesting to check out all on their own. Especially one character who's a very kind of a slimy character, and he's got this basically storyline where he's in debt. Like, say he owes money, and it's an interesting story in and of itself. Because there are people that want to get him. I'm feeling worse, but it's okay. Because I'm going to soldier on. because that's what I do. Spanish Giallos do have a different feel to them. And it depends on Spanish Giallo too. A lot of Spanish Giallos you're going to notice there'll be less on the sleeves, and that's just because oftentimes because where and what time period it was done in. But I 100% recommend this box set. Like, truly, I do. I can't imagine any of these here being like anything other than over 1,000. So I don't really have to check on these. These are brand new. Grave Secrets is the newest VSA, and it's obviously still on pre-order. So I'll keep an eye on the Grave Secrets. If it doesn't sell out, if it looks like it's going to sell out, then I'll grab it. But if it doesn't sell out, I'm going to wait till the next month and grab it for half off, because I'll have my coupon in by then. Right below Amityville. Did you like the Angel box set, Shadow? I love the Angel box set, but I'd kind of agree with you on that actually. Amityville is probably definitely up there. Maybe my best actually. What's Vinegar Syndrame's best box set to date? The best box set, I would say, in my opinion, my not so humble opinion, because we're not going to pretend I'm humble. I like I like them all. I like the Gialli sets. But I really love Angel, and I do like the Anvil. It's really hard to tell, man. It's honestly, it's very subjective, and to be bluntly honest with you, I could wake up one morning and say, okay, I love Forgotten Gialli Volume 3, and the next morning, Angel's my favorite box set. That's how good they are. Got through Volume 1 finally, saw some Unfair Shade thrown on them. Trauma is really cool, actually. Trauma is one that I talked about with my better half and some friends of mine. Like, we talked about long after the ending of Trauma and what it meant. We were talking about that long after the film. So obviously it was a film that kind of stuck with me. But yeah, his outfit's cool. It's one of those that did stick with me. I don't think there's a bad volume, or really even a bad film, in any of those three. You mix on Angel sequels. See, Angel sequels for me, the way that I take them is like, I love the first film, I liked the second film, and then again I started loving the third film as well. And Liz on one for Angel. I guess almost had 4 movies if they would have put the kind of the TV pilot, with Angel, which is Angel 4, on there, but they didn't do that because there are only 3 official Angels. I totally blanked out for a second there, guys. I apologize. It's the epilepsy part of me. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on Grave Secrets as well, because I remember this cover. Man, I remember this so much from when I was a kid. So what do you think the 2 box sets that are coming out? I guess that's the one thing to talk about, like, before we go off here tonight. We got the Televised Terrors box set. And that's because that's a whiplash and change between Angel 2 and 3. Angel 1 is like a serious, like, kind of a scare film, kind of a thriller. Angel 2 is a comedy. And then Angel 3 comes back with going more of this in the thriller sense again, but more action-oriented thriller. So there's a Televised Hair box set, and there's the Rene Cardona Jr. box set, Volume 1, for both of these. It's understandable, SJ. Yes, I understand that. I love Susan Tyrrell. No, I recently watched a Western, a Kino Western. I think it's Shootout, which I strongly recommend. Good role for Susan Terrell in that film, by the way, if you want to see young Susan Terrell. I'm very excited about the televised Terrors box set. Although I am getting the Rene Cardona Jr. box set, I'm, I am, like I mentioned before, I'm a bit nervous about the Rene Cardona Jr. like sets. Like I'm getting all the Vinegar Syndrome sets, so I'll get all the sets. But to be bluntly honest, I can't think of 9 really good Rene Cardona Jr. films. And I'm iffy on 1 or 2 on the set, but I want to give them the chance to win me over when it comes to this. Like, Vinegar Syndrome has built up enough goodwill for me right now as a company. Not so much as, like, me working as a reviewer. Like, honestly, it's really hard. Honestly, if you're a reviewer and you want to work with Vinegar Syndrome, extremely hard. But as a company themselves, they do some great stuff. And they're good at getting back to people. They ship out really quickly. So like the goodwill is there. Like I easily, not easy, but I securely got the everything bundle this time around, even though it was pricey, because I trust Vinegar Syndrome, and I trust that the other 2 releases are going to be really good releases. Hugo Stiglitz in 2 of the films is excellent. Well, see, that's the stuff I want. It's going to be interesting. I mean, your million boxes in Toronto and coming. You'll have it soon, man. I'm not sure if Dustin's here now, but Dustin actually got me an Arrow gift. I'm actually very excited to find out what it is, and it's coming. You got it during the sale, and he sent me a message today, which I thanked him for, but I didn't get to thank him like thoroughly. But I'm super stoked with that. So I'll have, and I'm hoping. Has anybody heard? Anybody else? I gotta ask you this question. As one, Blu-ray.com looks to be still down, right? Last time I checked. Because if you go to the Blu-ray.com website, it tells you that not to go in because it gets dangerous site. Basically, is what it says right now, or it did last time I checked on it. The Killer is 1 of 13. It's actually a really good film. It is not sleazy like the other 2, Dave. So blunt you. Remember all the nudity you got in like Blundering? Yeah, you're not gonna get that here, but you are gonna get a good murder mystery, with some interesting characters, and a small but important role by the great late Paul Naschy as well. So those are things to look forward to. The Killer's 1 of 13 is definitely a tamer Giallo, but it's one that I really enjoyed. It's much more the Agatha Christie style. Yeah. I was gonna say something else when I mentioned that, though. Actually, I actually kind of want to watch The Killer's Blundering in the Dark again. I actually like that. The Police Are Blundering in the Dark again. Because I actually kind of like that film, and it's so insane. It's such an insane film. There was another one I wanted to talk to you guys about. It's killing me because I'm here and I had to get a thought formulated in your head, and then you're like, oh, it died there. So not the most fun. Like look at this stuff here. I'm All American Murder, The Cellar, Homegrown Horrors. We complain a lot about like stuff that like we can play, like we're very spoiled as collectors right now. Has anybody thought of? Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna ask. Did anybody else order the Mondo Macabre releases like that? When the pre-order that came out last year, was it last year or early this year? I think it was early this year, because I think that the Mondo Macabre releases are supposed to start being sent out next week. So if anybody gets them, or if anybody that is getting them, let me know when you get yours in the mail, so I can actually keep an eye on mine as well. Because I'm very excited to find out when those Mondo Macabre releases come out. Especially now that he added on the the art the lobby cards as well. We think like Jason, so I knew you were going to pre-order those. Especially, you got a Paul Nash one, and you got a Grow film as well. A Warlock, yeah. The usual suspects, the people that expect to order them. It was two titles, and two, like, in my opinion, good titles. So it'd be interesting to check them out. Which one did you order, Griff? Am I gonna guess Paul Nash? Hell of the Devil, Shadow. I knew you'd order Hell of the Devil. Kind of had the feeling. I like Growl as well, so I liked the last film that I got, like, by him from Mondo Macabre, so it was an easy buy for me on that one. So there's a few things coming out. Like, hope, like, if the Arrow things don't take too long. Craig was on here, by the way. Sent me a message earlier. He sent out some, like, comic stuff to me. Then I'll have that to unbox, and of course I'll have some Arrow to unbox. I'll have the Mondo Macabre to unbox. Inshallah, everything, like, everything willing. At Long Last Love. Which one's that? It's because I'll be honest, Carrie. Right now my brain's pretty fried from from the whole day. I will eventually get Two Evil Eyes. That's one I knew was going to come out on 4K, so that's why I didn't grab the other edition of it. The Eureka ones, I wish they had bigger sales with Eureka, and it wasn't just like a few titles. Like, it always tends to be like just a few titles on their sales. Bird is a fantastic film. It definitely stands the test of time. 100%, like Bird, Crystal Plumage. The 4K, I'm very excited about that. I'm hoping that I can get that. We'll see. But it's definitely one that stands the test of time. Nothing yet on House with Laughing Windows release. As far as I know, like, JS, the only one that that you can get right now is the DVD version that came out from Shameless Screen Entertainment. Neither Werewolf's fantastic film. Now understand, Dave, when the new Paul Nash Held the Devil one, it's not a werewolf film. So it's a good film. I actually really enjoyed the film, but a lot of people, some people, I think, are going to see the Howl name and think it's a werewolf film, but it's not actually. It's kind of like a slasher, sort of kind of style film. And Morricone's, like, music's incredible. It's a great score. Like, it's an underrated score too. And you wouldn't think you'd say Ennio Morricone would be someone when you're looking at as an underrated score, but it's just that, like, the Goblin, like, scores from Dario Argento's films, definitely, and other ones like that. They're just so, they're so prevalent. They're so well known. They're so iconic. The Tenebrae score, the Profondo Rosso score, Deep Red, that some of the earlier stuff can just kind of like fly over your head, really. Danny Darko 4K. I kind of want to get that one. I didn't like S. Darko very much, but I did like Donnie Darko. I love this cover for the seller, by the way. Harold the Devil should be a fun release. I'll be unboxing it here on the channel. Of course, I'll have to be very careful unboxing Harold the Devil because we've all seen the cover, so we know what's going to happen. That's the nice thing about like getting some of the 7 releases and getting some like those other releases that actually put like the scores in with the films. I love getting a 7 release with the CD with the soundtrack there. The Umberto Lenzi set has a great like 2 discs of Giallo film music, which is fantastic. Even the pop, like the kind of jazzy song that plays there, and that plays in 2 of the films actually is on the soundtrack. And I was really surprised because actually, it's a kind of a licensed song, so ton of fun with that. On wax, vinyl, Waxworks Records. I will be doing a video once I get it come. Let me see, where's. I think it's still in the U.S. right now, but I have the Prowler coming from Howlin' Wolf Records, and I 100% recommend that company. It's coming out on CD, and they put like linear like notes booklets in with their CDs as well. So you're gonna see me unboxing that. I think that is still in route. Let me check the tracking on it now. Actually, so it looks like it's departed like Fort Lauderdale at 7:59 a.m. So hopefully, like soon. Just finished watching Planet of the Apes TV show. I love that show actually. I got to get Eyeball too. There's a documentary on Lindsay's career, 80 films. There's one, Matthew, and there's something. Let's go there. I was about to go, but where? Let's do it. Why not? I feel, I'll be honest, the fact that I was sick yesterday and I had to leave early and stuff like that, I kind of in the middle, I do feel bad, so I am trying to make up for that. So both me and my better half have been enamored with 80 Films' recent releases. She wants their martial arts releases. I want their JCVD releases. And I want some of their slasher releases as well, but strong on the Jean-Claude Van Damme stuff. And I've seen the slipcovers on these Jean-Claude Van Damme releases. Man, they're sexy as hell. Like they're shiny and almost kind of metallic-y in the way that they look to be done. Really, really cool stuff. Like Maximum Risk, like Jean-Claude Van Damme film or not, Maximum Risk is an excellent little film. Something that I definitely recommend. Here's another FOMO right here. They've got limited edition releases. I do. I've seen the Final Countdown. It's been a long time, man. But I remember enjoying the Final Countdown. It's not exactly a fast-paced film. See, that's the thing. My better half's like, oh, Double Team. But I like Double Team. I really do. Like, I know some people aren't Dennis Rodman fans. They always put in there because he was a big basketball star, controversial at the time. But it is stupid fun. Like, Legionnaires is probably the least with these Jean-Claude Van Damme films that have come out. And I'd buy that still. Like, grab them all. I definitely would love to have these. Urban Legends box set. I'm lucky, Warlock, in that my good friend George actually got that me for my birthday. So it's just a matter of waiting for it to come. So we'll be unboxing the Urban Legend box set. I definitely recommend it though. I spoke with Jamie about it, and Jamie signed off on it. He said they did a great job on it. They used to, Matthew. I'm glad that you actually mentioned that. So when under here under special offers, right? Right now you're going to see this here is from, of course, Sweet 16. Like just some regular titles, like priced down. Now, originally, when they started doing the Italian stuff and the slasher sets, oh, I'm going to get to those actually. I will be unboxing Urban Legend eventually, Matthew. So I'm actually very excited about that. It is very shiny. They're all really shiny, Warlock, if you look at them. That's the thing. You see Replicant looks like shiny, and you can see the shininess of Replicant, but they're all shiny. So if you get the JCVD releases, you're going to get some cool shininess. Like if I wasn't ordering from the Vinegar Syndrome sale right now, I'll be saving up for this. And when I can afford to, I'm definitely grabbing some of these releases. But yeah, anyway, what I said was what I was saying before. I do apologize. Was that they used to do like 5 packs, like the first 5. They had like Slasher Classics 1 to 5, Slasher Classics 6 to 10 on here, and they used to sell them. They don't do that anymore, which is a shame because that was a good way to actually kind of like start your collection, and they did it for like a decent price as well. But you'd be able to come in and grab like a 5 pack of films, for instance. But now, not so much. Now it's everything is like just single releases. Like right now in the coming soon, for instance, we got the Short Circuit. Look how good that looks. And of course, they got their own version of it called The Night, which Vinegar Syndrome put out. This is a Necromancer film. And their version's got 4 limited edition postcards. I think all the other stuff is pretty much the same. I'd have to check. But you get the limited edition, like a slipcover, limited edition postcards. So those things you get there as well. Yeah, a lot of the early ones are gone out. I'm glad, Warlock, that I was over in London when the Slasher Classics one started, because I was able to grab a lot of their early stuff during their. Sadly, I was supposed to be in London for last Halloween, but the world happened. So but yeah, for those that don't have this, I recommend this. Look at this here. So it's a it's 4 disc edition. You get the Urban Legend. With an exclusive commentary, by the way. It's not on the Scream Factor edition. And you get the 147-minute documentary. You get the Urban Legend 2. You get Urban Legend 3. You get like the limited edition cards. You get a booklet. You get like a double-sided poster. You get a hard box. I think the price is good for that, for what there is. Like, just look, like, seriously, look at that. Because I'm pretty sure the Stereo continues like commentaries. I don't think they're on the Scream Factory ones. And here's the thing: if you miss out on this, then you're pretty much going to be like saying playing close to the same price, without the bells and whistles, and grabbing it, looking like this. Right here. So this is I Know What You Did Last Summer set. This is the standard edition. Eight, oh, eight, yeah, the 888.88 is their placeholder price. that they put in there until the film can be like bought. So they always put it in as a ridiculous price because it just means you can't buy the film, but you can look at the release and see what's on there. So I will be getting this. I know you did last summer, trilogy standard edition. Though I would love to find the copy of the other edition if I ever do. I would grab it because they did an amazing edition of that. Good friend Brian Sauer, of course, just to this podcast, just to this Pure Cinema podcast, and just this YouTube channel, does like he showed off that on there. By the way, Cobwebs, Daniel from Cobwebs has his own channel, which you guys should be checking out as well. Another great podcast, by the way. The Urban Legend said Dave it's definitely worth it. Like for me, like it's worth it even with owning like the the first Urban Legend. It's still worth it for me. Uh, like for instance, I love Sleepaway Camp. I love those films, cheesy, fun films. Uh, I own the Scream Factory, all three of them on Scream Factory. I went to London and I picked up Sleepaway Camp 2 and Sleepaway Camp 3 with exclusive like commentaries and interviews on them. I think from Justin Kurzweil uh, that came out from 88 Films. Without even blinking, grabbed those because I knew I liked those films enough that I wanted to have both editions of them. And where I'm going to be living in eventually, hopefully, in Morocco, um, everything there's Region 2. So all my Region 2 releases are going to come in handy there if I ever get a busted VCR, my God, thinking back. If I ever get a busted Blu-ray player and I can't go region free for a little bit, then I want to have as many Region 2 releases as possible. Oh, nice. I want to see that documentary, actually. I heard it's really good, Richard. Yeah, Just to This did do an amazing job on that. And I do recommend checking that one out. I love the fact that the song Hush by Kula Shaker video is on I Know What You Did Last Summer. Because I remember that song and I like it, actually. Oh yeah, there's different extras, Iceman, when it comes to the Urban Legends set. There's definitely different extras on there. All right. So there we go. We had quite the adventure tonight. I want to thank you so much for sticking with me tonight and actually staying in and watching a video even when there was like crap at the beginning of it. So I'll probably be editing out the beginning portion of that video where nothing is going on. So if you don't see this come up right away, if it comes up as unlisted, or well, don't come up as unlisted, and you haven't checked out the beginning of the video, well, you don't need to for that one. But I'll edit that one out a little bit. Finally moved Oz. Welcome, man. Congratulations. I wish I had. Any thoughts on Screen Factory's boxes? I'm not quite sure, actually. I'll tell you this right now, Joel. I watched Allen versus Farrell. It's rough. It is a hard watch. Hey, welcome, Matthew. It's a hard watch. There's no other going in. It's not an easy watch. And it looks like this time I didn't have to say the name of who the person was. You guys all figured it out on your own, so you now know who our troll is. I don't have to say the name. They're thick and thin. The cult will always win. That is true. So what I'll do then is I'm just gonna after this I'll probably when this processes I'll go up and I'll cut that part of the video out because nobody wants to see that crap. I don't, man. I'll be honest, Daz. I don't remember Grave Secrets. I remember the poster like crazy, but I don't remember actually I'm seeing Grave Secrets. So, a rare Monday night video. But there you go. I am Aaron. You guys are amazing, by the way. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. You definitely made my night. I've been feeling like crap today. That's why another reason I haven't been on camera very much. And I will see you guys here again soon. Hopefully we won't see. I'm not even going to mention the guy's name. The other person on here anytime in the near future. Because they have a channel too. Just saying. I am Aaron. This is the Cult of Cinema, and have a you don't want to know the Kubrick troll, and it is the guy that we mentioned before. Bad trolling actually tonight. It is time for tea.